Hello, Cancer. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, Cancer, so today we have the Six of Discs, which has everything to do with success. So that's not a bad energy to start out with. Actually, I am quite happy to see you dwelling in the earth element and also doing it pretty well, right? And what does the earth element really kind of have to do with? Yeah, the material world, right? Our work, our households, our relationships, the people that we kind of, populate our lives with, all of these things that we think about, our cars, our properties, our companion animals, our, the waking world. We're all aware of it, hopefully, right? So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what is going on with the tea leaves. What are they going to say about the successful energy that you have going? Okay. And we're just going to lift this up. And I want to go ahead and say thank you so much for allowing me to do this reading for you. And thank you for deciding to click on the reading and hanging out. Okay, I want to start over here. Okay, we have, it looks like a person here. You can see the head, the body is here, the arm, the leg, and it looks like almost like a bow right here. Now we also have right here a little heart and another person standing here. They almost seem a little shorter, but I'm going to say this is a peer, okay? I immediately got this feeling of youthful love, really. And we also have the letters JM. It could be Jim. It could also be JM as, initials or what is the word? Abbreviation. I kept thinking apostrophe, and I'm like, that is not Lenore. Come on. So, JM. Now, I get the impression that this is like a love from grade school, middle school, young, the first time you felt love, that you, maybe had like a little boyfriend or girlfriend on the playground, innocent and sweet. And I think that this really set the tone that you are somebody who, you chase love in a way. I don't think it's always romantic, but I think even just from a young age, you realize, like, I love the feeling of love, of loving things, of indulging my interests and my hobbies, of, really immersing yourself in whatever it is that is like your favorite thing at that point, right? And so I feel like this is really, it's like a symbol of an unsullied thing, right? This kind of naive excitement, right? That we have before we have eyes to kind of see the whole picture, all of the context. And that's not to say that, like, you wouldn't still have this love with somebody, this person, when you were a kid, if you knew more about them or about love in general or the world in general, right? But I think that it's safe to say, and I think that we all can agree that, the older you get with more experience in life and you've been through some ordeals and tower moments and you've seen some things, and it's not as easy to just fall all the way in love. Now, maybe there are the exceptions. Sure, of course, where you're just enthralled right off the bat. But yeah, we still meet with caution, usually, right? I mean, I guess I would say that with my husband, who you all probably know, and he is also a Cancer, yeah, I think that we could have easily just gotten married after the second time that we saw each other. But, it took time because we are older. We met when we were older. We've been through some things, right? I mean, life, it throws you some punches at times, right? And then you get into this place where you think, okay, this might be the person, but let me take my time here because I'm not going down that road again where there's just surprise. It's like the villain on, what's it called? Oh my gosh, Scooby-Doo. I almost said Snoopy. Here we go. I need to wake all the way up. It's actually, I said night because we're recording tonight. It's actually early in the morning. It's around 5 something in the morning. So I'm waking up, all right? So anyways, yes, I feel like there's this calling for this kind of uncomplicated joy. I mean, that's really the flow. And I look at this and I don't think that this is a wanting for romance per se. But what I do see, and I want to look at right there. Okay, so it looks like, it looks like an incline. Okay, we have a person here, you can see holding a pickaxe or like some kind of climbing device, right? And here's the head of the person. Now we have another person up here who seems to have some kind of tool as well. And they're a little bit ahead, right? A little bit higher up on this incline. And so I do believe that there is this sense of partnership. Okay, now it might be with another human. It might be a companion animal or something that you feel very akin to. But I do see you having company on this journey. And to me, it almost feels like when you are with your spouse and, you find something that you both are very interested in. And you can both very much immerse yourself in the thing, and this is what you're excited about. This is what you're excited about. This is what you, every time you have a few moments and you're not discussing important matters, right, or daily things, this is where you're connecting, okay? And now, if it's not with like a spouse or a significant other, or, it could be a family member, a good friend, like I said, a companion. Maybe you like to do things with your dog. You found like these, some kind of new intentional movement that you like, and maybe your companion animal is really into it as well, something like that. So let's see. We also have all these jumping fish, and we have the number, it looks like, I'm going to say 79 up here, 79. We also have a couple swords. Oh, This is interesting because look, we have the two people again. This one's pointing upwards. And then look, we have a person standing here who looks like they're wearing maybe a robe. And then above, we have the person from before, right? That was down at the bottom is now at the top. And this one is now kind of, we're still following, of course. But I do feel... I almost feel like this is something where you find something you love. Let's use tarot, for instance, right? Maybe you're here because you're interested in divination, you're a spiritual being, you're doing self-work, and you are looking for like new ways to kind of investigate yourself, right? And your histories and your affiliations with the greater great and all of that. And so you get into the tarot, right? Which is a wonderful tool for these kinds of investigations. Now, you get into it and you start realizing, I really love this. And not only do I love it, I'm actually like very tuned in. You start to see like maybe I have a little bit of a natural, innate kind of connection to divination or tarot specifically. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It could be anything. But so then, you start really working on it. And then maybe you think, oh, maybe I'll start doing readings for people. Just to kind of get some practice. And then you find yourself, I don't know, making a channel, or maybe you start reading tarot at your local coffee shop or, whatever it is. But I see you actually being quite successful here. Now, I'm not saying it's tarot. This could be anything. Right? It could be whatever it is that you are being drawn to. Because I think this is a time where it's almost like the window of, success is kind of opening up for you. It's giving you a little glimpse. Now, of course, right? We can get luck from the universe. We can get inspiration from the universe. But we must also show up. Right? We have to do the work as well, especially here in the material world. So I see you really meeting this challenge. And as I said, we have those jumping fish. So I see you meeting this challenge, doing really well. And here comes the money, right? Not only have you found something that really speaks to you and helps you find your voice, right? Which is a big deal. A lot of us never do. And so, I see you really, and you are a Cancer, doing this with your whole authentic being. And I see you rising. And I see this being a time where it feels meaningful, very meaningful. I keep seeing the H, this large H over here. Okay, now I also see as we turn this, and we're looking at the person pointing upwards, and we have the initiator, very masculine Hierophant energy right here, but we also have this very kind of almost feminine, the warmth of the home. That's what it feels like to me. The lifeblood, right? Where water meets fire. And I have to say, I get this intense feeling of Hestia, or maybe Vesta being maybe the equivalent, close, right? And this is the goddess of the hearth, right? She is that warmth in a home. She is the thing that keeps the room's warm, right? If you could imagine like an older style home, and a fireplace at the center, near the kitchen, of course. And it flows out, that warmth. It flows out down the hallways. It meets at the doors. And it knocks and it asks, may I warm you while you sleep? And I do. I feel like this is a beloved feeling that really it's filling your life. I think recently you've been feeling more sentimental, which I don't think is rare for you, but I don't think it's like a default state either. So when you get into these places, I feel it is kind of, again, another little window opening in your heart. And it is that draw towards faith, towards devotion. And interestingly, Hestia is a goddess that blesses those who are vow keepers, right? So those who are, right, living in the space of, I say what I mean what I say. My word is my bond. And so we have the Hierophant. And so we have this beautiful meeting of masculine devotion and that very feminine warmth of the goddess Hestia. And so your life is blessed, and especially in the places where you have not only given time and attention, but where you have devoted yourself, both, I would say, in contract, but also in implied action, we will say. So you show up and you keep showing up and you take the responsibilities that go along with that. And I feel like this is one of the great, it's one of the great aspects of Cancer, is that you're a very loyal and devoted person. Even when it feels like this is too much, I don't know what the heck I was thinking here, but I'm going to see it through. And even if there is a departure, right? There is I'm quitting this job. I don't want to do this kind of work anymore. This relationship is, over. It's run its course, whatever it is. Now, this is part of the story. This isn't me telling you stay wherever, you said you're going to. I wouldn't say you are somebody who would put yourself in a bad position just to honor something that does not serve you well. No. But I do think that you will try more than most. And so I do feel that this is a blessing for you and the work that you are doing. Now, I also feel that we have a time here where I think you're more connected than you have been. More connected than you have been with a beloved one. And maybe this is a child, maybe this is a family member or a spouse, but I see, and this is interesting, and I want you to, if you are so inclined, I want you to discuss with this person your dreams, because I feel that you are having overlapping dreams messages coming through. So I do suspect this is somebody that you dwell maybe in the same space as, or you share a very strong psychic bond. Now, the other part of this, and this is where I'm seeing this, what we're talking about right here in this bed here. Now, I also see we have the cat and we have the birds, right? And I feel like this is a reminder. You are very independent. The cat is an independent being. You are very kind of on your own deal, right? Like, hopefully you have somebody to roll with, but you're not waiting around, to see. Like, if you're with me, you're with me. But I'm cool going about this journey by myself if I have to, and that's something I've always admired about Cancer people. But I also think that at times it can be difficult for you to receive the messages the universe are trying to get to you because you're kind of closed off, okay? Let me just be real. At times you can be a little closed off. And maybe it is. Maybe it's not that you're intentionally rejecting the information, but I think that it also could be that you get very hyper-focused and distracted from, what might be going on, the patterns, the synchronicities, and so on and so forth. So, maybe just something to remind yourself of. Okay, let's see. Now, we have the number 3. So we have geese. We have a flower. And we have a goat. Right there. And we have the number 604. So to me, it feels like you are somebody who is very protective of your family, like geese are. Just yesterday, my husband and I and my daughter, we were leaving somewhere and we saw, I guess I have a picture, but it was probably about, 25 goslings and 3 adult geese. They were so cute. They were herding them off of the street onto another lawn, and I just could not believe how cute they were. And there's so many. They were so cute. But the geese are very, very protective. Now, if you've ever been around geese with children, with their little babies, they're going to chase you. They're going to honk you. They're going to chase you. They're going to flap their wings and, get up in your face. And all you can do is run. All you can do is run. So I do feel like you are somebody that is very protective. You've always got your eye out on your family, keeping your little brood together. But I also feel like you're in a time where there's a lot of peace within the family. There's a lot of closeness. And I think that this is the energy you live for. When everything is going along pretty well and everybody's enjoying each other and nobody's fighting and, just kind of going along with their lives, staying busy, and you don't have to worry too much, and it's just perfect. It's perfection. And I feel like that's kind of where you find yourself right now. Now, we also have the goat. So I do feel like you've been working on how you're getting through little things that are coming up, right? Little ordeals, annoyances, something, you get a flat tire, you have to go deal with that, or you lock yourself out of the house, you got to deal with that, or, just these little things that usually they start to add up, and then you start to get pretty cranky, and then it's like, what's going on, I feel like for you, you've been really good at managing your feelings and your reactions. And that's a big win. So overall, I feel just like there is this great rising that you are going through right now. You're really feeling yourself. I feel like, and we're getting close to Cancer season. So I wonder if this is part of it. Like, are you really starting to feel energized by your part of the year? I wonder. Okay, now we're going to do 3 lucky numbers. Okay, number 90, 25, 18. All right. And we will finish with our Wild Bohemian affirmation cards. And I'm just going to flip through and stop where it feels right. And it says, number 25, I am divine truth. You are a magnetic creator and alchemist. Embody the potent power of gratitude. Embody the potent power of gratitude. Awesome. Oh, yes. And then we also have the Dreamer's deck, I think it's called, right? Yeah, the Dreamer's deck. And we're just going to flip through, stop where it feels right. And it says, I know that incredible things happen when I surround myself with supportive people. I am loved. I am loved. All right. Well, Cancer, Cancer, Cancer. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I hope you're doing well. I hope everything in this next few days is just fantastic. And these success energies kind of start flowing in. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I want to hear from you. Absolutely. If you are looking for prayer or good energies, you can put that request in the comments, or you can email it to me over at ulaishere@gmail.com. Yeah, I think that's it, Cancer. All right. Well, I love you. Take care of yourself. We're going to talk in a few days. Good night, good morning, wherever you are, whenever you're watching.